So today we're going to talk about some of the metrics within TrainingPeaks, but before we do that, I want to give a brief overview of kind of the underlying mechanics and physiology behind these metrics. So anytime you do a workout, whether it's a lift or a run, bike, whatever, you gain positive consequences of that workout, but you also have negative consequences of the workout. You have a positive portion and a negative portion. The positive portion would be a gain in what we would say is fitness. The negative portion would be a gain in fatigue. So you can see in the middle there, those squares that say fatigue, fitness, and form. So this means that every time I do a run, I, in some way, will have a positive adaptation and get better at running, but it also carries with it some fatigue that I have for some time. And this is reflected in these metrics. So fatigue is going to be the negative portion of the workout that I'm accumulating, and fitness is the positive. So the way they calculate this is fitness is the 42-day rolling training stress score of your workouts. And the training stress score is just a small calculation of your duration and heart rate mostly, and that is how that is calculated, the training stress score. So you see on this workout right here, there is a 38 TSS, 38 training stress score. So pretty low, but the fitness is a 42-day rolling average of your training stress score. The fatigue, on the other hand, is a 7-day rolling average of your training stress score. Okay, so these two things work together to produce form on the right. And form is going to be it's called your TSB, or your training stress balance. And this is going to be your fitness and fatigue subtracted from each other. Your fitness minus your fatigue of yesterday's metrics, of those two metrics. So yesterday's fitness and fatigue, your fitness minus your fatigue gets your form. Okay, so that's how we arrive at those numbers. So if I scroll down to the bottom here, I see my weekly snapshot. I see down at the bottom, I have the small trends in my fatigue, my fitness, and my form. If I swipe left or right, it can give me yesterday's, last week's, the week before that, and so on and so forth. And I can look at kind of how I'm trending in terms of fatigue, fitness, and form. You can see that my form is about the same usually. It doesn't deviate too much. I'm usually, negative single digits or so, or positive single digits. And there's not a whole lot of deviation from that, which is good. If I were to go forward in time, TrainingPeaks will assume that you're not training anymore, okay, and you see that form go up, okay? So the projected values are based on the planned training, but if you don't have any training planned, or if you don't have all of your training in there, then it will assume that you're not doing as much, and it will adjust that according to what's in TrainingPeaks. So that is fatigue, fitness, and form. Generally, what we want to see is that form can be in the negative. That's okay. But we do want to see fitness start to climb. We want to do more training, and fitness and fatigue generally go up. What we want to avoid are big decreases in form, where you're negative 50 or double or even triple digits is pretty extreme, and you'll probably feel really, really bad if that happens. So we want fatigue and fitness to go up because we want to accumulate training and accumulate positive adaptations over time, and we do that by training more. So fatigue and fitness will go up. Form should stay relatively steady, and then as you taper, you see that fatigue really start to come down, and fitness is maintained because it's a 42-day rolling average, and you'll see that form start to increase from negatives to positives. So that is a quick overview of the metrics of load management within training.